All right, welcome. I have Jason with me today, and Jason is a very special man who I'm excited to know. I'm going to have him introduce himself. So, Jason, can you briefly introduce yourself and just share a bit about your background in the military and in special operations?
Yeah, Jason Lee. I joined the Army at a young age and ended up retiring out of the Air Force as a pararescueman, 23 years, and had the fortunate opportunity to meet this lovely lady.
Yeah, well, I'm so excited to be sharing your story and be asking you these questions because I know that my intention is to reach many more humans like you out there in the world, and I know that this experience is powerful. Um, so I'm curious, what were your initial thoughts about Yoga Nidra before starting this certification? You know, especially like coming from your high-ranking military background.
Uh, I mean, really, no idea. Um, I thought of yoga as just like movement, like this. And then through the course, like learned there's many types, and um, it was a totally new experience to me, but it was it was profound. It was really I loved it.
Hmm. Awesome. And what was the big motivation to join? I know part of it, partially, I was like, do you want to do this? But what was your personal
Well,
motivation to join?
I do know that like guys in my community are seeking out like other alternative medicine, and um, you know I've been doing self work and practicing, and but not really knowing you know how to keep it going, and then this being offered to do the class and just help me kind of slow down my brain, I guess. And I know other guys that are meditating, not I didn't know that it was yoga nidra, but they're doing meditation. They're doing, obviously yoga, and it seems like just another way to get there, like
Yeah,
healing or progression of self,
awesome. And what do you think, like from your perspective, what sets Yoga Nidra apart from other healing modalities that you might have played with or heard about, or, what kind of
Well, since going through
that
the
you've
course,
encountered?
yeah, I think like since going through the course, it and kind of as we talked about, it gives you like a structure of how to practice, like um going through the course and learning like these are the parts of the script, this is and like practicing writing those things, and then giving your own kind of guided meditation, and it helped me digest the material. And like it was almost like okay, this is how you teach it, and then it helped me kind of like learn it better, almost like now when I do my practice, I know that I'm setting up my sankalpa. I know I'm um, going to do my body scan, and it just kind of helps me go deeper, faster, I guess.
Mm, I love that. Yeah. What would you say was the impact of having like the scientific background along with the like spiritual components of it for you? How did that feel?
Uh, yeah, so I guess it didn't really feel, I guess, easy to digest, right? Like it wasn't too like spirit, like it wasn't too much spiritual. Not that that's a bad thing, but I
We
don't,
call that woo
for
woo.
yeah, the woo woo, the woo woo was a good balance there, because I did like touching on all the, you're like, hey, this is where you could go with this practice, and you did touch on all those things, and it made me like just reflect and think about it. And the literature was there if I kind of wanted to peel into those subjects more. So that was really
Yeah.
cool.
How would you say that you've integrated Nidra or like the practices and principles of what you learned into your professional life or now your career, what you're doing now?
Well, I do talk about it a lot now, but
Yeah.
I mean, just like I said, I think it's a replenishable resource, like having that routine practice while during the course, and then kind of like not being as diligent. I can feel it, I'm like, man, I got to get back to that, because I was just like, it kept me more present. My mind felt, where it's out, it was more clear. It wasn't as jumbled, I guess. And I know it's like when I was practicing regularly, I would do it in the morning, and I just set my day with it. And it was even just that, even like to the 10-minute kind of intro one, I just kind of hit that if I was in a hurry, and yeah, just kind of set my day. You know, stuff will kind of roll off me. You know, like it's good, whatever.
I love that. And I know you talked about, potentially using this to help some of the people that you're working with or that you have encountered in
Yeah,
your life. Is that something that you're thinking about doing?
yeah. I had the opportunity to go through like an equine therapy course, and we would do like mindfulness, like in the mornings, kind of like these mindfulness exercises, and this kind of the mindful exercise with the horse. But I thought like Yoga Nidra would be a good kind of setup for the day. You know, kind of do our our body check-ins and set our intentions for the day, and kind of match that with the horse work. And um, I just think it was a good pairing and a good introduction, for the vets that come through to something different, and hey,
Hmm.
kind of all ways to get there, and here's another one, which I think is really good.
Yeah, it's powerful. I love the equine therapy. What about your personal transformation? Like, what was felt for you going through this program, and what did you notice? What did other people notice about you? What came up?
uh well, I never pinpointed someone down on what they noticed different about me, but they're like they did verbally mention, different people around me, like multiple people, like, "Man, I can tell a difference." um I don't know if because my personality is very, I'm like pingy, I'm like doing stuff all the time. Even if there's nothing to do, it's like a chore for me to just slow down, And so I actually make an intent to do that. So that's how I think it really helped me. I would still accomplish things, but I would just do it in a more kind of paced manner, I guess. It would just kind
Hmm.
of slow down my brain. I wouldn't be so, I don't know. I guess just like my brain working too like quickly. Even it's like thoughtless things that spin in my brain that don't really, there's no progression there. It's just thoughts. So like the practice kind of like I would still have my thoughts, but they wouldn't be so like bing, bing, bing. I'm like, okay, let's do this. To kind of slow my brain down a little bit. That's what I noticed. Probably
Yeah.
slowed me down. That's what probably people noticed the most.
More
I was taking
present, like
time.
more.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What I see most when I worked with you or like my partner who you also know is you're so on. Your brain, you have to be so on and you have to take in so many different parts and pieces of information around you at all times. You have to be aware of so many things at all times for your job, for your career, for what you do. And that is overwhelming and it can be frenetic energy. And to shut that down is challenging. And so this experience is like the most gentle and effortless and easy way to help you shut that down
Easy. Yeah.
and to be more present and to just like go from the frenetic kind of like bing, choop, 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 to all of this information to just like whoosh, I can chill. I can like, you know, turn off, put some blinders up and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
and be here.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It's a
I think,
beautiful experience to see.
well, I was telling somebody during one of the meditations, I felt the right side of my heart and the left side of my heart, like independently, I could feel like my right atrium, my ventricle, like filling and pumping. It was wild. That's how I was like, okay, maybe there's some woo woo up in here.
Yeah, isn't that wild? The presence that you can bring to your body and to all the tiny little
Yeah.
parts and pieces down to a cellular level, the actual awareness you can have about what's actually happening inside of you
Yeah.
is pretty powerful.
It
Yeah.
was cool. That's pretty good.
Well, Jason, would you recommend this training, this certification to others, especially people who are in high stress careers or have backgrounds like the military, and why?
I think definitely, and you know, if someone was to say Yoga Nidra, I would have been like, probably like, what? I don't know. But having been through it now, I'm like, yes, definitely do it. Open your mind. And it's like, it's easy, like even the 10-minute little video there are. good. Like really slow the anxiety and the relief there. Just the 10-minute video clips are really good.
Mm, I love that. And what about final thoughts or any messages that you would want to share with someone who's maybe considering about joining this program, or, maybe even skeptical, like you said, when you heard Yoga Nidra, you're like, you know, um, people with similar background as yours, any final like
Yeah.
message you could give to
Uh,
them?
through my experience in the practice there, it's the past is depression and the future's anxiety. It's like help me like stay present and not look so much forward and behind, just kind of like live my day, you know. And that's what was I thought was like the most beneficial to me was just kind of through that practice, I just kind of live my day and would slow me down, slow my brain down.
Love that. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. This is great. And I loved having you in the program. It was such a treat and so
Yeah,
special. So thank you.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Awesome. I'm going to stop recording now. So thanks everyone for listening, for joining us. And we'll be back soon.